because he's here.
ESPN Analytics likes KC. The Chiefs have the second best chance to win the Super Bowl, only behind the team that prevented the three-peat last year in Philly. Bills, Ravens, Lions make up the next best chances, with Buffalo and Detroit still seeking the first Super Bowl win. The Lions have yet to make a Super Bowl appearance. 60th time. Maybe that's a charm. Louis Riddick, you betting against Patrick Mahomes that the Chiefs don't take a step back, or do you think they stay atop the AFC?
I do. I think they're right there. The football team's better. They improved it in every area that they needed to improve it. Look, there's just no question that, their first-round pick, Josh Simmons out of Ohio State, was the best tackle in the draft before he got injured last year in the first month of the season at Ohio State. Had he not got hurt, he would have been the first tackle taken off the board. So they killed it with him. They absolutely killed it. Jalen Moore, who they bring over from the 49ers, he's a guard tackle swing guy. So he's another guy who's going to wind up bolstering that offensive line. Remember the name. It's not up there right now. But just remember the name Brashard Smith, who's a seventh rounder out of SMU at the running back spot, who's a former wide receiver who they're going to use kind of like Jerick McKinnon. Another weapon for Patrick Mahomes. And then get to the defensive side. You heard Coach Spags talking about the fact that Chris Jones is around now, so it feels like it's in season. Well, I'll tell you what they probably also love about that. They drafted two defensive linemen. They drafted Ashton Gelati from Louisville, and they drafted Omar Norman Lott, a defensive tackle from Tennessee, who are really multi-dimensional pass rushers who can really benefit from the tutoring of a guy like Chris Jones. And then here's the kicker. Patrick Mahomes, as I said earlier, is pissed off. He doesn't like what people said about him at the end of last year. He cut his hair. He looks like an assassin now. He's ready to roll. I think they're going to be right back in it. They'll be right back in it.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to be right there. You hit them a lot of the young guys that they need to come in and step up offensively, defensively. But the key is going to be that offensive line. I love the Simmons pick if he can get healthy, if he can show that he can bounce back from that torn patella. So there's a lot of question marks there, but I think all the ingredients are there to make another run. But they're going to have to deal with two teams that I think are pissed off even more, and that's Baltimore and that's Buffalo, because the Chiefs have been to the mountaintop and they won championship. But you got two teams in Baltimore and Buffalo that haven't been there. They haven't tasted it. They've made mistakes. And both Baltimore and Buffalo felt like they were the better team last season. So I get the Chiefs. They retooled. They tried to fix some of the areas. Mahomes has cut his hair. This is a question that's going to best be answered when we get to December and January, where we expect it to be Kansas City, Baltimore, and Buffalo dueling it out again.
So we got a lot of pissed off people. We got some productive seventh-round picks on Kansas City, as Lou pointed out there. But I'll tell you one thing else.
You're going to draft them on your fantasy team.
You're damn right I will be, okay? And I'll tell you something else.
Exactly.
They also have Rashee Rice back at practice today. And that is a welcome sight for a pissed-off Patrick Mahomes, because that has to bring a smile to his face, Lou. When you got a guy like Rashee Rice out there running the way he was today, looking the way he was, that has to make Patrick Mahomes feel a little bit happier, don't you think? Because he is a major asset when he's healthy.
There's no question about it. And here's the thing, right? This run of success that this team has had, this organization has had, they continue to have their coaching staff return intact. No one tries to come and get their coordinators. So you know what? Yeah. They hit the ground running so far ahead. It really is. It's kind of like, they're like stealing. They're like going, hey, that's cool. We'll keep all of our people together, and we'll just try to retool. It's going to be a fun year in the AFC, man, because there's a lot of good football teams. A lot.
Yeah, over the last two seasons, Kansas City's allowed 18.2 points per game. Not just the best in the NFL. Over 2 years, they're the only team below 20, so the best by some margin. We got time for one more thing.